Come on.
All right. What's up, everybody? It's Matt Johnson. We are back with another episode of Real Estate Uncensored, where this is the place where you get actionable ideas, insight, and inspiration to turn your real estate career into a life of freedom. And we've got a killer guest with us today. We had some tech issues for those of us that are watching live on Facebook. We are a little bit late, but we are here, and we'll keep the episode nice and short and punchy for you guys. But we've got an awesome guest. Christina Macro is here. She was introduced to me, and we had an amazing conversation, and she's got a very, very cool background and experience to share. We're going to talk about how to make real estate easy and build a lifestyle business, essentially a real estate business that fits perfectly into the lifestyle that you want and gives you the freedom that you want, which is one of the things that we talk a lot about on the show. Before we bring in Christina, I've got my esteemed colleague and co-host, the junior grandmaster himself, in the co-pilot seat where he so belongs. Greg McDaniel, what's up today?
What's up, playa? Oh, man, it is going to be a good Friday, dude. So Christina, she's part of EXP, dude. I'm repping my EXP shirt here that my buddy Rick Downs got for me. It's super awesome. I think it's going to be some of my new go-to wardrobe. Very, very soft and fluffy. Makes my skin feel pretty. Type of a shirt. But I'm super excited. Now, we were talking with Christina behind the scenes and stuff. And the story that she has is fantastically interesting, and it's a true success story on multiple different levels. So you guys are going to hear about how she's really successful, then she kind of restarted herself and then became successful again. It's just awesome. So we're super excited to have you here and really honored that you took the time to be with us and you worked through our crazy tech problems. We can all hang out.
I know. Thank you. I am super excited to be here with you guys. I can feel the energy from here. You guys are on the West Coast, right? And I'm on the East Coast, and I can totally feel the energy and the vibe. It's awesome.
It's okay. We pay people to be outside your house and just be like, don't worry about it. It's not creepy. It's not creepy.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so Christina, for those that don't know you, kind of fill people in, kind of who you are, where you are, what you do.
So, what do I do? Who I am. Christina, right? I'm a real estate broker. I'm licensed in D.C., Maryland, and Virginia. I've been doing this for 18 years. I'm a lifetime top producer, and I'm with EXP. I just joined EXP at the end of March because I love the idea of the ownership piece, right? There's stock and share, and there's, I can build teams. I can kind of do what I want, and it's all in the cloud. And you can see I have a home office and work from home, so I love the idea of just being able to work from home and being a little more autonomous, but while being able to continue to grow my business. So that's who I am. That's what I do. My background, which I think I shared with Matt when we were on the phone. So, I've been doing this for 18 years. Prior to real estate, I started my career as a waitress in the hotel industry. And so 10 years later of growing in that industry, I was transferred to D.C. in an executive leadership role. Moved my life here, and it was great, except I kind of hit this glass ceiling in the hotel industry where I was just, in order to continue to succeed, I was going to have to keep moving, right? Yeah. And so my son was not a happy camper when we decided to move here because I moved from Syracuse, New York, and he's a hockey player. And DC hockey is nothing like upstate New York hockey, right? That's Class A. So he wasn't happy with the whole move to DC, but I did it, and I loved it, and D.C. is a really great place. So after hitting that glass ceiling, like I said, in the hotel industry, I decided that I wanted to do something different, maybe career shift. So I went and got my network engineering certification. I have this IT background, and I went to work for an internet company and, grew to an executive leadership position with that company. It was international brand strategy, marketing, sales, and it was fabulous. And 2 years into it, we were part of the dot-com bust. So I was without a job.
Fun.
I had a pink slip in one hand and a mortgage slip in the other, right? So I just bought a house, and my son played hockey. He went to private school. So I thought I need to really kind of figure this out. And a friend of mine said, get your real estate license. And I was like, no, why would I do that? I have big corner offices, and I travel around the world in my current position. And she said, well, how's that working out for you? Because I just been let go, right? So I got my real estate license, and my first year sold almost $10 million. I rounded up. It was a little over 9, but I feel like I can round. And never looked back. I thought, this is really great. I can run my own business, work from home. it's real estate. I have an opportunity to help people and help people grow and learn and train. And I took a lot of my technology stuff and I took a lot of my hotel stuff and kind of combined it and built great systems. And, you know, I was a top producer pretty much every year as an agent. I was a lifetime top producer. As soon as you could be a lifetime top producer, I was a lifetime top producer. So about 10 years into sales, I know the plaque is right there. So I'm very proud of that one. So, you know, 10 years into selling, as much as I enjoyed it and I had such great success and I got to help people, I got bored and I really missed leadership. I was like, this is really easy, so how can I help other people do this, right? So I went and got my broker's license in Virginia, Maryland, and D.C. because I'm such an underachiever. So I decided to, so I decided to go run an office, and I went to a local company here. It's a Mid-Atlantic, largest sort of family-owned firm in this area. And that office was losing about $500,000 a year. So, you know, I don't know about you, but if my office is losing $500,000 a year, I can't keep the doors open, right? Can't. So 3.5 years into it, we grew volume $105 million.
Whoa.
And not by growing, but by helping agents really be good in coaching and training. And we improved profit by $1.2 million. And so I wanted to do more training and coaching and teaching, and the company said, nope, we don't want you doing that. We need you to stay right here. It was in a down market. It was a luxury market. So I decided I wanted to go and do some more coaching and training. And so an opportunity came up to go with the largest coaching and training company in the world, figuring I could do that. And it doesn't necessarily work that way. I went in a role that was not really coaching and training. So a couple years into that, I decided I needed to just kind of go back into production because that's where kind of my heart is. And so last year I went back into production. Last year I sold, I think it was almost $8 million. And this year I'm up to 5. So there's my elevator story. How exciting is that?
That's awesome. Talk about an up and down story, but overall success. That is a really cool transition that you did, and I'm sure your son forgave you for moving away from the hockey. But I mean, it is. I mean, for you in the transition, stepping out of the corporate world. We have a lot of our listeners and viewers. What they do is they're in that corporate world and they're stuck in it. And I was actually listening to a great book today called Ask. The guy's quite a talker. That guy likes to write, but it's a good book. And he talks about the fact that when you're in the corporate world, you get sucked into it. Every year that you're in the corporate world, they start owning a little bit more of you, a little bit more of you, a little bit more of you, because you're dependent upon them for everything. They give you their money, they give you the bonuses, they give you where you're going to work, what you're going to work on, and then to break that chain, it's a pretty big move. So for you, how was that transition from basically cushy goodness to, oh my God, I'm out on my own, what's going to happen?
Such a great way to put it, too. We get stuck in cushy goodness, right? It was such a great way to put it. So I'll tell you, this was my sort of like defining moment. I lost my job. I went and took all the classes. I passed the test. And, you know, I work off of budgets. I'm a numbers person. I love numbers, right? So here I had my budget. And, you know, in the corporate cushiness, you're used to seeing like salary bills left over.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was salary, 0, 0, 0, bills minus, right? The whole spreadsheet, like 3 years out, showed minus. You're in the negative, like $180,000 over the next 3 years. You need to figure this out. And so for me, it was, you know, how am I going to, first of all, earn a living? I'm a single mom, right? I'm the only person that ever took care of my son. So, and right, he was an expensive kid, right? Hockey and private school. So I just knew in my head, like if I didn't do something, I would never see anything but negative numbers on that spreadsheet. So that totally motivated me. And I thought, you know what, this is so basic, but what if I do an open house and no brainer, buyers are going to come to me, right? How could that be awful? I love to meet people. I'm Italian. I use my hands. I love to talk. I bring meatballs. You know? So for me, it was like coming to my open house. Who cares about selling the house? Let's just go have a margarita. So for me, it was really about just like getting in action, getting in front of people, and who better than buyers that are actually in the market. So I did open houses every weekend my first year. I had zero database, zero. Like the internet people weren't going to buy from me. I always tell the story of my first day sitting at a desk with my database because, you know, your broker says, get your database together, get all the names and phone numbers, and then call all of them. And I said, great. So these were all the people from the internet company. We had all just been laid off, right? Nobody had a job. So I was calling and saying, hey, I got my real estate license. If you're ever thinking about buying or selling a house, I hope you'll call me. If you don't, I'll hunt you down. That was my script. And they were like, what is wrong with you? But I didn't care. I was like, you know what? What's the worst that's going to happen? They're going to hang up on me. And so after a day and a half of doing that, and clearly it didn't work, I decided I just needed to be in front of people, right? So I'm just going to go and be in front of people, and that's what I did, and it worked for me.
Wow.
And I loved it, loved it. So I built a database of 0 to $10 million, 100% from open houses.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean,
it was fun.
how was that? I mean, ay, mamacita. Sorry, someone bit me. How was that? I mean, when you get out there, a lot of people talk about, well, I don't know where to find the open houses. How do I get the open houses? So how did you get the open houses every day?
That's such a great question. So I went to the top producer in the office, and I said, look, I will give you the best open house on the planet. I will bring X number of signs. I will have a sign-in sheet. I will bring cookies. I will make meatballs. I will advertise it. Remember, I had an IT background, right? So I understood SEO optimization before most people understood what it was. So I would go and do Google ads and clicks and pay-per-clicks, and I promised them I built a really great system for open houses. I was on time, and I created a great report. I wrote letters to the seller. I brought flowers. I did everything. And so after I did that first open house, they were calling me.
Yeah.
Right? And Christina does a great open house. Look at all what she does. She does technology. She brings flowers. She writes a note to the seller. She brings candles, and she has this whole system. If you need an open house, call her. So I never had to ask after that.
You know what?
They were all calling me.
That's actually what a gal did to us about 2 years ago. She walked in. It wasn't quite that extensive, but she walked in. She had a nice little packet together of what she was going to do, kind of a little bit about her. And then she gave us some chocolates or something. And Eileen and I look at each other like, oh, she's in. Whatever this girl wants, she's in.
Exactly.
Because it's such a classy
I'm half Italian, so we bring meatballs.
I'll do meatballs. I'm hungry right now, so
yeah,
now
exactly.
you're killing me.
Yeah, really. Lasagna and meatballs will do it every time, I promise you.
Secret to life. Bring meatballs, people. Not the Costco kind. The Italian meatballs.
Right. Forget
That's
the chocolate,
awesome.
right?
Well,
that's how I did it. So.
We got about 10 to 12 minutes left with you. So I wanted to cover something because you mentioned briefly the offers that you helped turn around. And you mentioned that it was the only location in the entire company that had a 100% productive roster, and that's incredibly difficult to do. I mean, we have people on our own team of people that we brought into our tribe that are, I would say, not intentionally non-productive, but it's they're feeling like it's a slow time of year, and as leaders, we're trying to figure out ways that we can help get them more productive and things like that. So what are some of the things that you learned from your own experience that you're able to take and teach other agents who are in that situation of wanting to get kind of off the starting blocks?
So, there's different ways to lead generate. Lead generate, is the biggest sort of complaint, right? I use air quotes because I don't like to use the word complaint, but the biggest challenge agents have. When you ask any agent, what could you do better in your business that'll help you? And they always say lead generate, almost 100% of the time. So in the coaching, first of all, I developed a coaching program, right, and a mentoring program. It was very specific. There was a list of things that we would go through every week, and they had to commit to coming to see me every week. And so our first meeting was really about the DISC profile, understanding their styles, communicating, and then sort of digging deep with, what do you like to do, right? So do you like to go and play soccer with your friends? What is it that you like? And really identifying some of the things that they enjoyed, and then really holding them accountable to doing those things, and handing out cards and doing it at a very high level, right? So there's a number of ways to lead generate. You can be on the phone, you can door knock, you can do an open house that are direct lead generating, right? And then there's the passive stuff, which is the networking, going to the kids' schools, the plays, and happy hours or whatever. So I would always target on the direct, proactive lead generating things. And again, there's only 3 or 4 of them, and just pick one. Just pick one, and do that for 3 weeks. And after 3 weeks, if you're not doing it, it's not you. So then let's go to the next one and see which one you're really going to embrace and do and love and do at such a high level that there's no way you can't sell a house, right? So that's how I did it, was really targeting you, what you like to do, how you like to do it, and help you build systems that you would actually do it, right? I had one agent who was so cute. she said, I love to telemarket. And I said, okay, well, good for you because you're like 1 in a million. So go do that, right?
Yep.
Go get on the phone. I'll get you a dialer. I'll get you a database. You just don't make the calls. And she did, and she ended up being, almost a top producer her first year. So
Wow.
I think that's what it is. It's like really leadership by inspiration, like inspiring people to really do what they love. And I think, and then they'll do it, right?
Yeah.
I know that was what it was for me. I loved open houses, so I did it, and I did it at a really.
Did you say leadership by inspiration? Is that the phrase you just used?
Yeah, that's my mantra. Yep.
Love that. Leadership by
Yeah,
inspiration.
Yep. I actually had a coaching call yesterday for myself because, we all need a good coach.
Mm-hmm.
And we were talking through because, I love to do a lot of different things. I love to decorate. I love to coach. I love to teach. I love to train. I love podcasts. I'm building some business. And there's just kind of all this stuff that I have my fingers in. And he said, the thing that you have to identify, and this speaks to what you just asked me, is there's the stuff, right, the stuff that you do, the activities, but those activities all kind of have to build into this one thing, and the one thing is who you want to be and present yourself in the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
How I want to present myself in the world is a leader that inspires other people. So I came, just yesterday, I was like, that's it. For me, it's leadership by inspiration. It's really inspiring other people to be the best that they can be. And you don't have to sell $80 million a year to be great. I think we talked about that, Matt, right? You can sell, and that's another question I would ask in the first coaching is, tell me what does success look like to you, right?
Yeah.
For some people it is $80 million a year, and that's great. So let's build up that platform. But for some people it's 1 or 2 transactions because that's what's going to make them happy. So let's build off of that. Mm-hmm. And that's your success, and we have so much to celebrate when we identify that, and then you win. And then we have more to celebrate, right? And then maybe later you decide you want to sell 80 million. But for now, my success is here. And meeting people where they're at, right? And so going, that's what it is for you. We're going to work there.
Yeah.
And that helps people to really get rid of so much of the fear of real estate because, there's so much rah-rah out there, right?
Yeah.
And there's so much, I sold 80 million, and that's great. Like, that's good. But it's just not for everybody.
Yeah,
So,
it really isn't, Yeah.
No,
That's one of the things that I've been saying for a long time is that I want to inspire, educate, and entertain, the people that are watching what we're doing. So you and I are coming from the same point. I want to inspire you to take that next move. I had a couple of great conversations. One with our buddy Chad Caseman, who's watching with us, right now, and then Paul Franklin had 2 very powerful conversations yesterday. And so, I mean, it is leadership by inspiration is. I think that's a beautiful phrase. Absolutely incredible because it embodies everything. Yeah, please do because I won't mention it again. It might be on a podcast that lives forever, but get that thing copyrighted ASAP because that is an awesome phrase.
Yeah, I already did yesterday, so that's why I was able to share it. Yeah, I already did all the different. So anyways, so that's what brings me joy, right? How can you not feel joy when you take a brand new person who comes into real estate with some preconceived notions about how hard or how easy it is, right? We have both ends of the spectrum.
Yep.
Isn't it joyful to take that person and help them to the point of understanding how easy it is or how hard it is and succeed regardless? Okay? That's an amazing thing, and that's always been my goal.
Well, and I think the secret to leading by inspiration and actually getting people to take action is what you talked about, which is meeting people where they're at and building something very not simplistic, but doable, and in the sense of meeting them where they're at and building them a system of things that they will actually do, as opposed to what I think a lot of tendency both with leaders and with ourselves is to build and insist upon the ideal thing right out of the gate, right? That there be some super high standard of performance to somebody who's just starting out. And that's, I think, where a lot of people get lost and they have way too many options and they want to build the perfect system right away. Like, it's more important just to get into action on what you're going to do. And I think that's the way where leadership by inspiration can actually work if you're willing to help people establish systems of things they'll actually do.
Exactly. That's exactly right. And show up. So if you can tick the box and say, yes, I did this, you're coming back next.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. You're coming for your coaching because you have something exciting to share, and you can come with some accomplishment. So, if you ever read the book, Checklist Manifesto,
I haven't, but
Really?
I've heard I've heard good things about it. It's one of those books where I looked at it and I'm like, I'm already doing that, therefore I don't need to read it, but I should
Right.
go read it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And I use that with coaching. Like look at that and understand. And Four Agreements is the one that I live and breathe by. But that book is great
Great book.
for developing coaching plans. You really
Yeah.
understand that checklist.
Yeah, the
philosophy.
checklist
Helps
manifesto
people.
sounds really good. The Four Agreements is amazing. That changed the way I looked at
Yep.
sales and relationships. It's
Me
a
too.
phenomenal book. So, okay. So unfortunately, we have a hard out because Greg has to leave. But Christina, how can people connect and just kind of get into your world, learn more about you, and kind of get into an environment where they can see more of your speaking, coaching, all that good stuff?
Hi at thebrainybroker.com. I'm on Facebook, Christina Macro, M-A-C-R-O. So you can always connect with me on Facebook. I'm pretty engaged in social media. Instagram is The Brainy Broker. So there, obviously I have a cell phone, 703-597-3497. That's listed on all my social media.
Because that's, especially for referrals in the DC area. Is there any particular part of DC you prefer or that you specialize in?
So 100% of my business this year has been 100% referral.
Mm.
So I work where my clients go. I specialize in people that are great to partner with. That's who I specialize in.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So it's all over the area, Maryland, DC.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to say that's why you're licensed in 3 different states. That makes total sense. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, so agent referrals are, I'm sure, definitely welcome. Assuming your clients are cool and not a giant pain in the butt. So send good clients. If you have good clients who are moving in or moving out of the DC area, make sure to send them to Christina. And then, Greg, quickly, what's the best way to connect with you?
Guys, best way. Excuse me. Best way to connect with me, we go to bookmcdaniel.com. Guys, go in there. You'll book a 30-minute call with me. Let's talk about EXP. Let's talk about what Matt and I are building, the empire that we're building with all the people that we're surrounding ourselves with. And talk about how we're going to take zero amount of money, if you're a part of our team, out of your pocket. And we're going to put more knowledge and more connections into your world and a lot more. So go to bookmcdaniel.com, book a 30-minute call. Let's see if it's a right fit. If it is, cool. If it isn't, cool. But I would love to have you guys on our team as we climb this incredible journey together. Matt, back to you, mi amigo.
Yeah, make sure to subscribe, rate, review the show. We appreciate it. You can grab it on iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, YouTube, all the good places. That's about all we've got. Let's put a nice let me see. What do I want? Let's put a nice green bow upon this episode. I don't know why. Just
for
green.
Money, for referrals.
Sure.
That's why it's green.
I love it.
Christina, you are amazing. You are. I want to hopefully get you back here because you have so much knowledge.
Yes.
Unfortunately, we had to cut it short. But you're insanely inspirational. Because your leadership
I'd
by
love
inspiration. Your
That's
leadership by
right.
inspiration.
Watch for the copyright coming to a desktop near you. Thank you so much for being here. It's been great.
Our
Awesome.
pleasure. Guys, we love you to pieces. This is the reason why she's a success in multiple different industries. So if you think that you guys are having a rough go of it, listen to this podcast again. Listen to what she did. Go implement it. You'll get the open houses, and you guys can grow your businesses. So until our next podcast, guys, know that we love you. Until then, peace out, ninjas. We go.